everyone! Look at this graph! I know you want a sub. It's free, and it helps me out so I can continue to post more often. If you like what you see, ring the bell so you don't miss any videos. I've recently upgraded my computer, and I am now live on YouTube and Twitch most nights around 7 to 7:30 p.m. CST. I do a little yapping, reacting, gaming, and the occasional ASMR. Okay, thanks, bye! It's amazing, actually. Have y'all heard about the cheese caves? Have you heard about the government cheese caves? We're gonna learn about them today. We're gonna learn about them.
This has almost nothing to do with the U.S. military, but it's so ridiculous I can't not talk about it.
Tell me
Today
about
we're
the
talking about
cheese!
America's strategic cheese reserve. Yeah, if you didn't know, the United States currently has over 500
That's how it's stored. You know, you ever have those weird things when you are told something, you imagine it, but you imagine it very poorly, and you know in your head that's not how it actually is, but that's what your brain pictured? For some reason, it's like my brain thought of a cartoon. The first time I heard about cheese caves was just like piles of like cheese, like solid cheese. Not blocks of cheese, like the solid mounds of cheese everywhere. And, like the walls made of cheese. And I'm like, this is not right, brain. I don't think that's how the cheese caves work, but okay, that's fine, I guess. In my
underground
head.
cave warehouses spanning across 35 different states, the largest of which is underneath Springfield, Missouri, where America, as of August 2022, currently hoards 1.5 billion pounds of cheese. And just for the record, I
Why do we have cheese?
realize I'm uploading this video very close to April Fool's Day. This is not an April Fool's joke. I am 100% serious. El Dorado is real, and Uncle Sam made it out of cheese.
Look, El Dorado,
Cheese.
the city of gold.
And I know what you're thinking. Right now, you're like, wow, that's a cool little factoid. I can't wait to share that with my buddy at the bar one day. But no, this is going to infect your thoughts for the rest of your life. You're never going to see the world through the same lens ever again. I mean, for example, let's just say you're at home watching The Walking Dead. You're gonna come to the realization there'd be way more fucking cheese in the apocalypse than that, okay? You're never gonna be able to watch Mad Max again without thinking about cheese. You have to come to the terrifying realization that you live in a world where there is a greater than 0% chance that one of these underground cheese caves gets mistaken for a government facility and gets nuked in World War III, and we're gonna have to deal with a radioactive tsunami wave of nacho cheese.
Radioactive cheese? Do we turn into cheese people? Do I get cheese powers if I eat the radioactive cheese? What happens? Like, what would happen if the cheese caves, like, if we don't have cheese caves anymore? We just be out of cheese? Forever.
And this is real life. So I asked myself one question: how on earth did America get to this point? Because I know it didn't happen overnight. And what I found was the craziest real world example of a butterfly effect that I have ever seen. And believe it or not, it all actually ties back in with last week's video of the ice cream ships of World War II. If you missed that, the
Ice cream ships? Wait, there's more stuff? There's more things? No radioactive cheese? What about the ice cream ships? Do they have the little song? The little ice cream song? Like, do they have just coming down the ocean wave, you know, with horns going on? We have ice cream!
super abbreviated version. Basically, the US government banned alcohol during Prohibition in the 1920s. Because of that, all the bars in America turned themselves into ice cream parlors to stay in business. Ice cream stepped up to fill the social void left by alcohol. If so facto, there was like 2 generations of Americans that treated ice cream like it was alcohol, socially speaking. As I'm sure you can imagine, this would drive up dairy consumption. Combine that with the fact that the 30s and 40s is when refrigeration would become readily accessible, meant that for the first time in human history, there was such a demand for dairy products that farmers could exclusively become dairy farmers. Meaning that
we'll end up on the fat electrician rabbit hole. Apparently, if he talks about, like, you know, this is perfect advertising, you know? If he's talking about the cheese, he's like, hey, on my past video about the ice cream ships, well, now I'm intrigued about another video. And if I look at that video, is he going to talk about the chocolate fountain volcanoes? You know, I will watch that video next. That's actually genius.
that this would be the birth of the entire dairy industry. And honestly, it worked out great right up until it didn't in 1949. 1949, 4 years after World War II.
There's an eggnog riot. What?
The American military is downsized, there's not an entire horde of young men eating 10,000 calories a day, and America's not exporting anywhere near as much food to other countries for war relief, meant that there was a decrease in dairy consumption or a dip in the dairy market. As this became a bigger and bigger problem, the government had to step in because they weren't about to let the entire dairy industry implode, because, I mean, let's face it, that would be utter catastrophe. So the USDA stepped in and said, hey, you know what? We're going to buy all the excess milk. Okay, pause. Thought experiment. You're a dairy farmer. You make all of your money by selling milk. And then suddenly, a couple years back, motherfuckers quit drinking milk. AKA, you made less money. Now,
why y'all stop drinking my milk?
the government has come out of left field and said, hey, we're going to buy...
I'm going to make people buy my milk. Then I will go door to door, and then I'll be like Santa, right? I would turn into Santa. I would get my bottles of milk, and I would slide down the chimneys of these people's houses when they're at work, right? And I'll put the milk on the table, and then I would just go into their wallet and take some of their cash and then leave. Done. Easy.
All of the milk. What do you do? You make more
lady.
fucking milk. And that's exactly what happened. So just to be clear, there was already too much milk. Now there's definitely gonna be too much milk. So naturally, all the milk starts flowing in. The government has absolutely no idea what to do with it, so they turn it into cheese, that way it doesn't expire. That part makes sense, but now what do you do with all the cheese? They have no clue, so they just throw it underneath a mountain.
I don't know what to do with my cheese.
Ignore it and hope the problem goes away. But it doesn't go away because every single presidential administration through the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, they all continue to buy up excess milk to prop up the dairy industry, turn it into cheese, and stash it away in these caves.
So I almost call them cow people. That's how my brain is right now. So these farmers are making bank right now. So everyone's just buying the milk and making cheese out of it.
It literally turns into a giant political game of kick the can down the road because nobody wants to be the president that crashes the global economy by not buying enough milk while sitting on top of a mountain of cheese, which, understandable, I don't want to be that guy either. Then, fast forward to 1980, Ronald Reagan, aka the small government guy, gets elected, finds out that the US government is sitting on top of 500 million pounds of cheese and spending $1 million a day to refrigerate and store it, and he looks at this whole issue like a beaver looks at running water. Absolutely fucking not. We can't have it. So his administration goes about figuring out the cheapest way to solve this cheese problem. Obviously, we're gonna throw it all in the ocean. However, having at least the foresight to understand that that would cause political backlash, he wanted to see how the public would receive it, so someone from his administration shows up to a White House press conference with a 5-pound block of moldy cheese and is like, hey.
Yeah, you think Steve would be like, hey, can I have your oldest cheese block? I training for educational reasons. Steve would eat that cheese. I bet he would. He scraped out old meat that looked like shavings from wood and called it chlorine cardboard and still ate it.
We got 500 million pounds of this shit. How would you guys feel
Salute that man.
if we threw it in the ocean? It'll be fun. We'll save money on cheese. We're going to find out if blue whales are lactose intolerant. It's going to be a great science experiment. The public did not go for it. They kind of felt like, hey, I've paid taxes for the last 40 years. You've turned those taxes into cheese. I would at least like the cheese.
So
then the Reagan administration took the 55-gallon drums of cheese, cut it up into 5-pound blocks, packaged it, and spent the remainder of his administration funneling 300 million pounds of cheese into impoverished and elderly homes. And this is where we get the saying, government cheese from.
You're gonna end up eating a steady diet of government cheese and living in a van down by the river.
Can I buy the cave cheese? Or can I just have it? I can just have cheese for the rest of my life. I'll help out.
The U.S. government would then continue to give out government cheese until the 1990s when they seemingly ran out, because as of today, all 1.5 billion pounds of underground secret cheese in America is privately owned by corporations like Kraft and Velveeta. And this is the part where I wanted to end the video on a happy note of the government made a mistake, they fixed a mistake over 50 years, happy ending, Hooray. However, it didn't really make sense because something happened in the 1990s where the government was able to stop buying the excess milk. What happened? And that's when it hit me. It was
Yeah, what
absolutely the Got Milk ad campaign, the biggest, most iconic ad campaign of all time. I mean, every cafeteria and every school in America had a bunch of posters of famous athletes with milk mustaches saying, "Got milk, drink your milk." I vividly remember commercials as a child telling me that if I didn't
So that's where the got milk thing came from? DJ, thank you for the sub. Thank you. Thank you.
drink enough milk, my arms would
Got
literally
milk?
fall off my body.
Well, Mr. Miller told me he never drinks milk. Look at him.
Mr. Miller, what happened to your arms?
Oh, that's not good.
Got milk.
Surely this is
Oh, that's fine. That's okay. Let's just traumatize everyone and then threaten that their arms are gonna come off when they lift the wheelbarrow. I mean, sure, I'd be freaked out too. If I look at my neighbor and his arms just got ripped off.
what inspired an entire generation of Americans to eat and drink more dairy products, right? I mean, yeah, probably, but looking back on it now as an adult, doesn't it seem just a little bit weird that it wasn't a particular company putting on all these ads? Like, if there wasn't one company profiting from selling all this milk, where was all the money coming from? I mean, it almost seems like the government launched a giant psychological
Who's hit the Got
operation,
Milk ads?
ad campaign, just so that they could offload milk so they wouldn't have to keep contributing to their mountain of cheese. Well, I'm gonna take this off now because that's legit exactly what happened.
Nice tinfoil hat. Oh, it was just the government? Here's a government ad for milk.
In 1995, the U.S. government created a nonprofit organization known as Dairy Management Incorporated, and their entire job was to get the American people to eat and drink
That was
more
a little
dairy
hard, that's
products.
cute.
Literally a cabal of individuals plotting behind the scenes to get people to eat more cheese. It's the cheesiest conspiracy of all time. And I'm
conspiracy
not
hat.
even kidding.
Oh,
Anything that has
gotcha.
ever been sold or marketed that involved way too much cheese on it, this company is behind. Okay, they're the reason that Taco Bell started selling steak quesadillas. They were behind the Got Milk ad campaign. In 2002, when Pizza Hut had the Summer of Cheese event where they put way too much cheese on all their pizzas, this is who was behind it. In 2010, when Domino's almost
They were scheming the whole time.
went out of business,
They made the best Taco Bell item and extra cheese on my pizza. Heck yeah. You can scheme that all you want, baby. Give me more good menu items. Give me more extra cheese.
they gave Domino's $12 million to stay in business and then gave them a bunch of cheese so that they could put extra cheese on all of their pizzas. And that was their entire proposition for
Cheese,
staying in
cheese,
business.
cheese.
Hey, our pizzas have more cheese on them now, so they're good. It is
You're
absolutely
less
insane.
saucy.
So I did it. I found the world's cheesiest conspiracy, but then I found leaked internal documents from DMI. And they are the funniest fucking thing I have ever read in my entire life. Let me go ahead and read one for you now. It's a letter from Pizza Hut to DMI regarding a meeting they recently had. July 6, 1999. Dear Greta, we wanted to express our thanks once again for a wonderful meeting last week. We appreciate your team taking the time to share some very valuable information and creativity during our brainstorming session. Everyone is very excited about the presentation you gave regarding DMI's available resources and cheese industry insights. We look forward to working together to develop many cheese ideas we've discussed. We believe this is going to be a valuable partnership for both Pizza Hut and DMI. Let's sell more pizza and more cheese! Exclamation point. Thank you again for coming to Dallas. We look forward to talking to you soon about our partnership opportunities. We will call you next week to discuss the next steps. Sincerely, Derek, Lord of the Cheese, and Liskrin, Lady of the Cheese. Even
Hey. Psst. That letter. That letter he just read. It was pretty cheesy. The ads people made it. They made it. The ad people missed it. Dang it. I'll have to do it again. Yeah, that's right. You laugh. You laugh. Oh, I'll have to do it when they get back. Welcome to the Cheese Cave ad break, where we talk about the cheese caves and the cheese tax and the government cheese. and how everything's cheesy and deliciously cheesed. And the Taco Bell cheese has created the steak stuff, and then we have the extra cheese on the cheese pizza with actual cheese this time. We don't know what it had last time. I don't know. I love Pizza Hut. If you don't like Pizza Hut, how dare you? Cheese. What's your favorite cheese? What cheese do I like? I mean, of course, American's fine because it's fake cheese anyway, but what actual cheese do y'all like? I kind of like Colby cheese, actually. I like some Colby cheese, but on my burgers, I like American or cheddar. That's pretty good cheese. You like the Swiss cheese? Swiss cheese pretty good, too. Cheese is cheese. We like cheese. Oh, queso. Yeah. I like some queso dip. With my chippy whippies. Mozzarella, like those mozzarella sticks. Delicious. I love me some mozzarella as well. And to go on my pizza. Pepper jack or Swiss, depending if you want to be a little spicy or subtle. Swiss about the only cheese I don't personally like. Why? Got something against the Swiss? How dare? Red Leicester? What is that cheese? What is this cheese? What is the Leicester? Light is so fast over there. I have to look this up now. Red. Wait. How do you pronounce that? Archie is a distinctive brick red color. Similar to cheddar, but matures faster and has a lower cook temperature. Ah, okay, so it's similar to cheddar, but not quite cheddar. Pepper jack, provolone, nacho, Swiss, mozzarella, cream cheese. Ooh, cream cheese! Cream cheese is good. I like cream cheese. It's a fancy cheese. You put it on crackers. It's... Oh my gosh, what is it called? Brie. Yeah, brie! Brie cheese is good. Put that on crackers. Oh, it's so good. Cheese tasting stream 1. I need to do a mac and cheese taste test thing still. I gotta do that. I haven't been in the mood to, like, eat mac and cheese lately. So I may have to do that. I need to do that. I gotta figure out when. Maybe I can do it Thursday? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe? Blue cheese. Oh, blue cheese is pretty good. With some blue cheese crumbles. So good. Tastes like soap. That's odd. Dragon of the cheese. Welcome back, everyone. We just talked about cheese. Welcome back.
They know that this is a fucking joke. Why is this such a joke? Well, because Dairy Management Incorporated, while it is a non-profit, they don't actually have to raise money for themselves like most non-profits do, because they're also a government checkoff program, which means every dairy farmer in America is legally required, whether they want to or not, to send this company money so that they can advertise on their behalf. And their annual budget is like $140 million a year, with their CEO and top level executives all making right around $1 million per year. Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you there is a group of people.
Oh yeah, guys, that I'll hear that on my mic. I don't know if y'all can. Anyway, y'all missed my joke. The people who got stuck on the ad break. You missed my joke. It was really, really good. Did you know if you have Amazon Prime, you can, sub to your favorite streamer to listen to their really corny jokes for free for a month? You can. Or you can just, if you want to just sub anyway, you can do that. But the letter that he read earlier, it was really cheesy. Yeah, that's right, Space Apostle. Space Apostle. Yeah, Space Apostle. Thank you for the prime sub. Thank you. That's right. No more ads. You can hear about the cheese the whole time and the cheesy jokes.
In America, getting paid $1 million to convince Americans that cheese is awesome. Okay, that's like trying to fucking explain to Stevie Wonder what nothing looks like and getting paid $1 million for it. He already fucking knows that, okay? It makes no goddamn sense. Cheese is so fucking good that it is the one thing on earth that if you were allergic to it...
Do you think in addition to making us eat cheese that they put something in the cheese to make us crave more cheese, and that's why a lot of Americans are not lactose intolerant? Because we can eat all the cheese without dying, mostly.
We're not going to say you have a cheese allergy. No, you're lactose intolerant. We're not going to say you're allergic because we all know you're going to eat that shit anyways.
Exactly.
Because the consequences are worth it. Am I upset right now? A little bit. Is it because I'm jealous? Uh-huh. It's basically selling ass candles to dogs and getting paid $1 million for it. It is the most ridiculously easy job on the planet, and I'm so mad that it's not mine. Anyways, I guess if you made it this far in the Unhinged TED Talk, in conclusion, the U.S. government banned alcohol in the 1920s. It set forth a ripple effect through time, and now some dude in 2023 has my dream job of making $1 million a year to convince people of some shit they already knew. And the US has 1.5 billion pounds of cheese hidden in an underground cave network. Fucking the more you know, I guess. Thanks for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang. Out. I'm gonna go eat some fucking cheese.
Great cheese! Yeah. Cheese. Yeah. Caves full of freaking cheese. Yeah. You like my song? It's about cheese.